Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to this week's episode of LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold. I want to share with you some thoughts this evening on how to shift, align, and shine in your life and in your business. But before we go all dimensional, let's chat about what we're doing here on LegalBiz Cafe. We are dealing with your mindset as an entrepreneur. We are here to support your growth in building the business of your dreams. If you feel that mindset is only part of the problem, then I definitely invite you to also listen to my other show, Your Business Accelerated. That is a very special little podcast that gives you hardcore legal and business operations knowledge to help you build a business that you're going to love. And in the meantime, here on LegalBiz Cafe, we are dealing with those emotions that get you upset and cause you to make bad decisions. We're going to let that all go tonight. We are going to shift. We are going to align, and we are going to shine. Let's start with making that shift, shall we? Now, before you get in your bag and tell me, stop. I'm fine. I don't need to shift nothing. Don't be touching nothing. Trust me, everybody needs to shift something in their life so that they can get to a place of higher energy. And in that place of higher energy, that's where you're going to manifest those things that you want for yourself, for your family, for your business. So what are you doing in your business or in your life right now that is not serving you? Maybe it did in the past, but things might have changed. I mean, fundamentally changed. You know, I went out a couple of weeks ago on a Friday night. I was meeting with clients, and I thought I had on a really cute dress. When I arrived, I realized my dress was nothing like what was happening in the club. I looked around the room. Every woman there, maybe it wasn't every woman, but the women I saw were in hot pants and tiny little skirts and wispy little tops and clop-clop shoes, and goodness, I looked down at what I was wearing. I thought to myself, when did I get so conservative? And, you know, the answer came to me, never. I didn't go and get conservative. See, I stayed right where I was. It was the crowd that moved on without me. So is that happening to you on some level in your business? Is that happening to you in your personal life? And it affects your business. Are you comfortable in a groove, but you're finding that the marketplace is moving on without you? There are all kinds of new electronic doodads and social media platforms, and gosh, I can't keep up with all of them. But I do try to peek in and find out what's going on so that they don't leave without me. If I were interested in that club situation that I was in a couple of weeks ago, I would have had to make a shift in my mindset. I really would have, because I really was not dressed to impress as the club circuit or even hotel lobbies require. I was dressed to see clients, and that's a very different mindset and dress set. So what new thing is going on around you that you may or may not want to take advantage of? What is happening in the marketplace that makes you feel like you're starting to slip, that you may or may not want to get abreast of it anyway? You may not want to put on those clop-clop shoes and that little tiny skirt, and that's just fine. I'm just asking you to be aware, because when you're aware of things, you can shift them when you want to. Think of one new thing that you can adopt this quarter in your business. Make it revenue-oriented, because that's what you're in business for. Let's be real. I mean, I know you want to change the world. We all do. You want to have that deep impact. We all do. But if you don't make money in your business, you're not going to be in business for very long, and your impact will be near zero. So I encourage you to focus on bringing the dollars into your business, as well as doing all the wonderful things that you do to change lives. Now, when you do focus on that new thing that you're going to do this quarter in your business, I would love for you to think about creating a system around that new thing so that you are committed to it and you create a shift around it. Within 21 days, you can create a new habit. Malcolm Gladwell tells us in Outliers that it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. I'm not asking you to become a master at anything just yet. I just want you to adopt a new habit in your business and create a system around it so that it becomes automatic within 21 days. And it's not something that you have to keep thinking of in order to make it happen. Shift happens, and it happens more easily than you might imagine. Once you shift, once you make a meaningful change, how do you then realign yourself so that you get the best possible energy from the universe and you are giving the best possible energy to the universe? Well, I think the best way to do that would be to link up as best you can with the higher forces in the universe. No, I'm not going to go religious on you, but I do believe that we are all energy and matter, our bodies, our connection to one another. I mean, you can walk into a room and you know that two people were fighting, even if you didn't hear a word, right? That's the energy. We are energetic beings. I encourage you to take up meditation on a daily basis. Start with just a couple of minutes at a time. You don't have to sit for an hour, but you can sit for a couple of minutes, maybe right after you exercise when you're in that sort of floaty space, and you can just sit and clear your mind. Maybe set an intention to make a change or to align yourself after you have already made a change. When you expand your awareness in this way, by meditating, you literally take in more of what's going on around you. As you expand this awareness, you're going to start to pick up signs that the universe is already giving you on a daily basis, and you are missing these signs. You are ignoring them entirely. I suggest that you think more clearly and be aware when somebody, say, pops into your mind or something happens that just doesn't make any sense but keeps niggling at you, or maybe you get an idea that kind of settles in on you. This is very, very different from something that you think up. When you think things up, you can struggle with it because it's got lots of holes in it. I'm talking about when things just settle upon you, and they're absolutely perfect in their entirety. These are the places where miracles are going to occur in your life. It's very different than your scheming. It's very different than when you are creating scenarios that are full of unnecessary challenges. On the contrary, my friend, when you hit the flow, things will begin to manifest easily and effortlessly in your life, and then you can begin to shine. When you are aligned with the universe, you'll surely shine. You're aligned with your calling, and your purpose will find YOU. You don't have to go out looking for it. So many of us are afraid to even know our purpose, much less make ourselves available to it or to live our lives in our purpose. It happens so seldom, but we know it when we see it. We saw it in Michael Jackson. We saw it in Whitney Houston. They had other problems, to be sure, that kept them out of alignment, but they were living in their purpose. There are a lot of people on the planet that have that kind of talent, but they're not living in their purpose. I had a neighbor many years ago who every time he opened his mouth to sing, everyone was amazed. He sounded just like Luther Vandross. I lived several hundred yards away from him and could hear him clear as a bell when he sang. This man talked incessantly about what he wanted to do, about how he wanted to be a star. He talked about how he was going to get into the music business and take it by storm. But he never did. He never stepped into his purpose. I personally know phenomenally talented musicians that are broke because they suffer from the same malady. They cannot get out of their own way to allow themselves to shine. Is that plaguing you in your life right now? Are you afraid? Not that you're not good enough, but rather that you're so good that you're going to blow past everybody, and then all of the people that you know won't love you anymore? I want you to put that to rest. I want you to think about your dream, really cast off your fear, and engage life on every possible level. Build that business of your dreams. Leave that profession that's making you miserable. You complain about your job. It bores you. It stresses you out completely. Your boss is mean and hires managers as mean as he is. Leave that profession and start your own enterprise. Start that daycare. You know you love those babies, and they need you. Start your own hairdressing salon. Trust me, you don't want to see me do my own hair. It's a train wreck waiting to happen. I need you. I need you to live your dream. And it has nothing to do with you. I'm completely selfish. I need you to live your dream for me. I'm your assignment. See, that's why your dream won't let you go. It won't let you go because you are here for more than the passage of time. Each one of us made a conscious decision to come here to work on some karmic challenge, to transcend some old energy or create some new energy through a shift and an alignment with the divine, and hopefully to finally get it right. When you employ all of these elements by shifting and aligning with the universe, you can't help but shine. The shift will feel nearly automatic. The alignment will be true, and you can't help but shine for all the world to see. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of LegalBiz Cafe. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter X. My moniker in each of those places is Shaune.Arnold. As always, folks, I'm reminding you to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. I'll see you right back here next week on LegalBiz Cafe. Bye-bye, friends.